In my mind, worlds collide. Something inside me is gone. Still I keep going on.
What is up, guys? This is Awesome here. Welcome back to a brand new video, and today I'm going to be talking about my dream Hiya Toys release, or at least one of them. I wish Hiya Toys would do a Monsterverse accessories pack, and this video I'm going to be talking about the top 10 accessories I wish were in that pack. I've had this idea for a while, way back with SH Monster Arts, because I think they released a total of 2 or 3, I think it's just 2 accessory packs for their Monster Arts Godzilla line, and they have never done it since. And those accessory packs came out with some real gems. I really wish they would bring those back or even re-release them, and I wish Hiya Toys would throw their hat in the ring. Focusing primarily on the Monsterverse. Of course, they can come out with a TOHO Godzilla accessories pack. And keep in mind, too, if they were to actually do this, depending on what they price it at, if they price this accessory pack at like $80 to $100, I would like there to be more than 10 accessories in those packs. And for this scenario, for this little fantasy that we got going on here, we can assume that in this video, in my Hiya Toys Monsterverse accessories pack, there's going to be like way more accessories than just 10, than the 10 I'm going to be talking about. But, you know, whatever you guys want in a Hiya Toys Monsterverse release, like as accessories release set, comment them down below. And for the remainder of this video, I'm just going to call them the Hiya Toys Monsterverse Essentials Pack. I think that sounds really cool. I think that's something that they would probably call it, the Monsterverse Essentials. These are essentials that you have to have in your Monsterverse collection. And I really wish they would come out with something like this. That way we get some really awesome accessories that we didn't get with the past Monsterverse releases. So without any further ado, let's get on with the video. Off this top 10 list, at number 10, I have a very interesting one for you guys. This one goes for King Ghidorah. We're going to see him later on this list. And there's a lot of accessories that you can put for King Ghidorah in this Monsterverse Essentials pack. I mean, tons of lightning bolts for each tip of his wing if you wanted to recreate that supercharged scene in King of the Monsters. You can have a flight stand with him. There's a lot of great options for King Ghidorah, but one of them that I put here at number 10 are tail extensions. Now, in the movie, King Ghidorah has longer rattlesnake-like tails. And on our figures, of course, it's understandable that they're going to be shorter. I'm sure there's some statues or maquettes out there where, you know, the tails are super long, of course, you know, as accurate as possible. Obviously, on our articulated figures on the Monster Arts and the Hiya Toys, that's not really possible. But if they were to sell separate tails, like in this Monsterverse Essentials pack that we're talking about here, a dream of mine, they would come with these really long tails, so you can pop off your old tails off your King Ghidorah figure and pop on your longer ones if you so choose to. And this could actually help the figure maybe stand a little bit better, because these are, however you decide to do that, if they're fully articulated ball joints all the way to the tip, or they're just bendy wires, I'm sure there's a way where they can make it work where like the figure can lean back on these tails to kind of give them like support if you didn't want to have your King Ghidorah Hiya Toys with the support stands. And of course, it would just look really cool and like very accurate to what we see on film. And I would have my King Ghidorah pose in a way where he's rattling his tails in a very defensive, threatening posture, like get away from me, like a rattlesnake would. But yeah, that's number 10 for you guys. Moving on to number 9. Coming at number 9, I got a simple one for you, but one of my dream accessories that I've been wanting for a very long time, and that is the Bikini Atoll or Castle Bravo nuclear warhead with the No Godzilla graffiti logo on the side that we see in the 2014 film and Monarch Legacy of Monsters. I've been obsessed with this thing, with this visual, since the release of Gareth Edwards' 2014 film Godzilla, and I've been wanting to have an accessory for this for a very long time. Now, it wouldn't make sense scaling-wise, because this would be a rather large nuke compared to Godzilla in both the movie and the TV show, but it's one of those liberties where I think they should just take it and kind of just make it drastically bigger than it probably should be, just so it remains a really cool accessory at the end of the day. And this could be for more like photography heads where, with the right, if you set up the shot right, it looks like Godzilla's larger than a nuke. But regardless, this is something that I've been wanting for a long time, and I think they should just take that liberty, that leap in logic and scaling, and just give us a really cool nuclear warhead accessory. Coming at number 8, and I got a simple one for you once more. This one's going to be really quick, and this is both Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla x Kong the New Empire. But for number 8, I'm putting the Heaves. I think these would be really cool to have in our collection for this Monsterverse Essentials pack, where we come with these little tiny Heaves from both GXK and GVK. Well, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the other one in GXK has a different name. I just can't. The Hollow Earth Aerial Vehicle, I'm pretty sure it just stands for Heave at the end of the day. So I'm putting both of them in here because I think it's about time that we start getting some Monarch tech as like little figures or accessories to go with our Monsterverse figures, just because the Argo is really cool, and we'll see the Argo later on this list as well. I just think it's very important to also have our Monsterverse Kaiju figures along with our Monarch vehicles as well, because those are just as a part of the Monsterverse as the Titans are themselves, and the Heaves are no exception. Coming at number 7, and this is yet again a simple one, a really quick one, and this is another one where we're going to have to take a leap in scaling with our action figures, but number 7 goes to the Oxygen Destroyer that as we see in the Monsterverse. And there's 2 ways you can kind of do this. I think you can probably have it where you have an accessory that has like the actual digital screen showcasing the Oxygen Destroyer as an accessory with the missile, or you just have a plain missile with a detachable Oxygen Destroyer that comes out of the actual missile casing. This one might be a little harder to do, and of course it's not going to be accurate to scaling if you do choose to like do an accessory like this, but it would be really cool to have something like this. It's really simple, and this is something that I'm surprised hasn't come out yet with like a King Ghidorah set or a King of the Monsters set. I'm actually surprised that there actually isn't like an Oxygen Destroyer like repainted Godzilla figure where he's all green from the Oxygen Destroyer blast. But nonetheless, I think this would be really cool to have in the Monsterverse Essentials pack. Coming at number 6, and we're getting to the real meat and potatoes of this video, the real gravy, the real juice. At number 6, we have the Skullcrawler intestines from Kong Skull Island. I've been wanting this for a long time. I've been wanting a lot of Titan Death accessories for a very long time. We only have 2 of them, and that's from the SH Monster Arts as far as I can remember. With one of the King Kong releases for GVK, that Kong did come with the decapitated Mechagodzilla head. And way back in the day, the 2014 Spitfire figure came with a decapitated female muto head. But those are the only 2 that we have seen. And the female muto head is yet to come back. And we have nothing for the Skullcrawler. So I think an accessory with the long tongue and the intestines and stomach attached to it at the end as an accessory to go with your Skullcrawler would actually be really cool. And I do think it's very achievable. They just have to make it gory and grotesque, and I think it's possible in action figure form. If you go look at this, a totally different topic and different brand, but if you go look at the NECA dog thing figure and how they pulled that off, the fact that that figure exists makes me a firm believer that they can pull off Skullcrawler intestines as an accessory. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I would hope if they came out with a large Monsterverse Essential accessory set, we would also get different head sculpts in there as well. And this isn't technically on the list because it just gets too complicated to explain, but I think it'd also be really cool if we got a alternate number 10 head with a big exit hole at the top of his head, so that way we can recreate that Mechagodzilla execution scene from GVK. And that of course goes with other head accessories for the other Titans in the Monsterverse. But number 6 goes to the Skullcrawler intestines. Coming at number 5, and we have a real juicy one here, a real treat, and this one would be really cool if it had a glow-in-the-dark feature, or even better yet, a LED feature, kind of like we've seen from the GVK light up and the newly announced Shimo light up. But anyways, number 5 goes to the 2014 male muto cocoon. This thing would go so fucking hard. I would love to have this. Like, this by itself, actually, and depending on, like, you know, it's an accessory, so I don't know how big it would be in comparison. I think it would be rather large, because we do have a female muto Hiya Toys figure, and we do know the female muto is bigger than the male, so this can actually be a really decent size accessory. And even then, as a, like, 6-inch, 7-inch scale, like, accessory, I think outside of Hiya, someone like X Plus or somebody should make like a full, like 3 foot, 2 foot, 30 centimeter male muto cocoon as a figure. I think that would just look sick. This thing just by itself as like a statue would actually be really cool. But I think it would be even just as cool as a accessory to the Monsterverse Essentials pack. I would actually eat this thing up. And I know we don't have a male muto yet. Check out my next list coming out. My Hiya Toys Monsterverse wish list figures, and we'll talk about more about the male muto in that video. But number 5 goes to the male muto cocoon. Coming at number 4, we have the Argo from King of the Monsters, a ship that needs to come back in a Monsterverse film, because where did this thing go? This thing will be really sick. I used to have a custom made one back in the day. It looked really cool along with my figures. I forgot who made it. I don't even know if I have it anymore, unfortunately, but I think it's time for them to kind of come out with this already. And, you know, once more, show some love to the Monarch vehicles and the Monsterverse, and the Argo is no exception. Number 4, the Argo. Here we are at the top 3, and number 3 goes to the rest of Mothra's life cycle. We have Mothra egg sac, Mothra larva, and Mothra cocoon. These would be excellent as accessories. The Mothra larva, we got teased. NECA teased this as an accessory way back in the day. I believe it's one of their 2 releases of Mothra, either their standard one or their poster color version. But one of these versions and their promo pictures had this goddamn Mothra larva accessory to go with your adult Mothra figure, and it never came out. They said something about licensing. I just know it was scrapped, and that was like the most disappointing thing ever. I don't know why they scrapped it. I don't know if it was a licensing thing, why the license holders were being really stingy with it, but this would be a perfect accessory to put in the Hiya Toys Monsterverse Essentials pack if that were to come out, along with the egg sac that we see at the beginning, and a cocoon, which we partially saw in both Godzilla King of the Monsters and Godzilla X Kong The New Empire. But this would be amazing to have Mothra's full life, her full life circle as figures and accessories. Coming at number 2, guys, we're almost there at number 1. Number 2, and I go back and forth between 1 and 2 on this list as well. But number 2 goes to the female muto decapitated head. We have yet to see this again in a figure release ever. Monster Arts was the first and only one to do it so far. And I'm also really surprised to see that nobody really makes any custom versions of this at all for Hiya Toys or SH Monster Arts, despite it being such a very iconic moment in the 2014 film Monsterverse and just Godzilla's history in general. This is probably one of the most top 5 recognizable moments from any Godzilla movies, when Godzilla shoots his atomic breath down the Muto's throat, decapitating her, frying her insides, just everything. I am shocked that this accessory, this moment, hasn't come back in a figure release since the SH Monster Arts Spitfire. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a licensing thing. I don't... Like, once more, like, if it's a licensing thing, who's being an asshole and just preventing this from happening again? Because that is absolutely just ridiculous. So I almost want to say it's not a licensing issue, and it's just more that nobody's thinking about it, and that's a real damn shame. Their Hiya Toys female Muto figure is sold out one of their best Hiya Toys figures ever made, and I think it needs a re-release, and it needs to come with a female muto accessory, or they need to re-release the 2014 figure for a third time again and have it come with the female muto, or you can just do my idea right here and come out with a Monsterverse Essentials accessory pack, and it has the muto head. I would like it if it didn't have the hand on it like the Monsterverse, the Monster Arts did. The Monster Arts female muto head just had like a detachable Godzilla hand on it, or detachable from the figure. You could never take the hand off the muto head, and that always drove me nuts. I would like it if it was just able to kind of just plop in Godzilla's hand, whether it just comes with new hands for Godzilla as well, where he's able to hold the head. And I would like to be kind of two different versions of the female muto decapitated head, one with the lights on in her eyes and one with the lights off. And I don't know, there's a lot of wonders you can do with this one. You can even do one where it's all hollowed out and you're able to kind of put the beam through the mouth and out through the back of the head, maybe. Even though it's not really accurate, still would be really cool to have. But we need to see this accessory come back in some form, because it's such an iconic moment from the movie, such an iconic moment in a lot of Godzilla movies. It's just one of the biggest moments in Godzilla history, and we still don't have a modern release to recreate this epic moment. So number 2 is the female muto head. Could have been number 1, but I think this number 1 is arguably better. And here we are at number 1, and at number 1 I'm cheating a little bit by putting multiple different accessories here at number 1. I was originally going to put only one accessory on here as number 1, but I had a little bit more time to think about it, and I think this would be a missed opportunity if they didn't have multiple of this one accessory. So without wasting more time, number 1 are the many King Ghidorah heads from the Monsterverse. Now, the original one that I was thinking of and was only going to put on this list was the decapitated middle head, the leader, as you will, from the ending of King of the Monsters, with that iconic fake out where we thought Ghidorah survived and he was actually inside Godzilla's mouth. Now, there's about 2 or 3 accessories you can probably make from this one head alone. A standard one where it's all covered in like the ash, so it's like golden black. Or you can just probably have like a clean gold one as well if you really wanted to. And of course, the main one that I want is the one where Godzilla's charging up his atomic breath, and the head, the poor guy's head, is glowing blue with the blue energy coming out of his mouth and eyes. This is an accessory I've always wanted. From the moment I saw this moment in the theaters, I was like, I want an accessory of this. I want that Ghidorah head. I think it would be really cool if they just got it. So there's multiple like you can do. Like you can like release the multiple of the same middle head here if you wanted to. A standard gold, a golden ash one where it's slightly blue, one where it's like translucent blue and the whole thing is translucent blue when he's like the head's all charged up and it's just like glowing blue. There's so many different just like stages of this head in this moment that needs to be recreated in accessory figure form. And of course, the other heads as accessories you can do is the Kevin head, where in the post-credit scene of King of the Monsters, they fished it out and it's all like decaying and rotting away and probably covered in fish as well. That needs to be an accessory head as well. So maybe you can recreate that post-credit scene with some of your human action figures and some photos, or just has a really gory looking scene if you wanted to. Another head is when Kevin is regenerating his head, and it's not quite regenerated all the way, and it looks like something out of John Carpenter's The Thing. That needs to be an accessory as well. And the last one I'm going to put here is the Godzilla vs. Kong Ghidorah skull. That thing needs to be an accessory. I know it probably wouldn't be totally crazy in scale, and it would probably have to be a little bigger than it actually is in comparison to Godzilla or Kong or Mechagodzilla or even Ghidorah himself. But this thing would actually just be really cool as to have an accessory. And I'm surprised that we have yet to see a accessory of this at all. I'm actually would think, along with the male muto cocoon, I think this would be really cool as like a 30 centimeter figure with like all the tubes going into the skull. I think this thing would absolutely be amazing as a 30 centimeter figure or a accessory to a 7-inch, 12-inch figure. But that is it for this video, guys. I'm sure there's more that I wasn't thinking of. An honorable mention goes to the 2014 Nuke, covered in the female Muto's egg sacs. That thing would be really cool to have with our Muto accessories, and I'll probably include that in my future video talking about my wish list figures coming soon. So subscribe if you are new and you don't want to miss on that video. That's my time, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, stay awesome.
In my mind, worlds collide. Something inside me is gone. Still I keep going on.